Yeah, what do you want to do for the intro?
What do you mean?
No.
Why are you doing this?
No, I don't like sound effects.
You don't like sound effects?
Yeah.
This podcast is held up by sound effects. It's the bedrock of this.
Do
Honestly,
a bear.
I'm going to insert a bunch of wacky sound effects. You tell me you didn't laugh.
Damn, those sound effects were pretty good.
My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl, and
And
this is Who Would Watch This?
You're so dejected. You're like, who would fucking watch? You didn't love the sound effects, did you?
We struggle with an intro, don't we?
It's the best foot forward, and we never nail it.
I would never continue listening after the first few minutes. I would, if the listeners are idiots.
You fucking morons. God, we've not sold this.
I would hate to be somebody being like, oh, I'm actually a fan of this little podcast. It's called Who Would Watch This? It's these two like Australian dickheads and they watch like a bad film. Do you care if I chuck that on? Oh yeah, I guess we're on a bit of a road trip, so I'm happy to listen. And you like get through 2 minutes and surely you would just be like, oh, don't worry, they get better?
Confused by yourself, like, oh, no, I don't think they ever did.
Oh,
No.
just ignore this part, it's never good.
Yeah, let me just skip to the bit, and, oh, we're done. Okay, well, I guess we'll just listen to the palate cleanser then, because no one does that.
Imagine just being like, I want to hear what they enjoyed this week and skipping the episode.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we are talking about The Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, which currently has a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6 on IMDb, and a 3 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
A teenager, and that will become very important, becomes a major competitor in the world of drift racing after moving in with his father in Tokyo to avoid a jail sentence in America. Wow. Carl, we're going to be going...
Why are you allowed to flee? Like,
Do we just jump straight into it? Because I've got an angry note about this. But
No.
But he has fleed.
Yeah, he's fled the country.
Yeah, to avoid... Before we get into... Stop it. Anyway, we're doing all the Fast and Furiouses generally.
That's right. There's a 10th one coming out.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's a little spin-off called Hobbs and Shaw, baby.
And that's getting a spin-off as well. So we've a spin-off to the spin-off? Yes.
Yeah.
No, so we're going to be sort of doing them, sprinkle them around so when the 10th comes in, it's just kind of plaster
Gonna
to
be
kind
ready.
of hold up this podcast. Any week, we're like, we'll put on a Fast and Furious. They're normally under 2 hours.
It's an idiotic fucking thing for you to say. Wait till you get later in this series.
It only gets longer. Fast 7 is a 7-hour epic.
Oh my god. Wait till they're 240.
Fuck off. Do they
Wait.
actually?
Yeah.
I'm regretting
Wait.
this sentence. Why are we
I'm pretty sure
to...
this X10 is like 3 hours or something like that.
It's the Babylon.
It's
of
Vin
the
Diesel
car.
monologuing the whole time. No cars. It's him reading the script for cars to the camera.
I'd watch that. I'm quite frank, I'd give it a good score. Anyway, Carl, what we have been doing for the other first two is we've been going through and giving the rough summary of each plot. Now,
I don't think we've been doing
Now,
this.
we only did it for the first one, and I remember the second one, we went, that was kind of easy. Wait until we get to the third. Shit, then things are going to get harder. So, Carl, can you start a 5-minute timer?
I don't think it needs to be 5. Surely it's a minute. Do you reckon?
I think we start with 5 minutes. We know that soon we're going to have to summarize 9 movies.
I'm happy.
We can do a minute.
I'm happy to raise it
I think so.
as it
gets,
goes.
as it
I
gets
reckon
elevated.
at the moment, a minute.
A minute. Okay.
I reckon 4th one also, a minute. 5th one, 90 seconds.
Gotcha.
I'll dictate when I think you should have more time.
Well, hang on. You're throwing it back to me. I believe this is your little thing
What?
you're doing.
No, I've got the little timer
We can go tit for tat. We can go tit for tat.
Tit for tat?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do this bit. All right, fine. Here, have the timer.
3, 2, 1, go.
Paul Walker, Vin Diesel. They're stealing a bunch of cars. They're doing a lot of racing. Paul Walker lets Vin Diesel get away because he is a criminal. Second movie, Paul Walker and Tyrese Gibson. They're teaming up to take down drug dealers in Miami, Florida. Can they do it? Yes, they did. How does it connect to the first film? Who really knows? Is it going to connect to the third film? No. And here we are at Tokyo Drift.
Bam, done. 25 seconds. What an absolute claim.
You wanted 5 minutes?
You can stretch it out. There's a lot of detail. You missed...
Let's talk about Letty.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Letty?
She could fill a good 4 minutes. All right, Carl. Should we just get straight on into it?
Let's jump in.
Yeah.
I think The biggest issue.
Immediately starting off, let's go through the flaws.
Yeah, let's talk about the biggest flaw.
Okay.
And I don't want it to be mean, but
I want this to be the core of the episode, so you go ahead.
I assume we both have the same note, which is like a man that looks in their 30s with a receding hairline is trying to pass for under 17 or under 18.
He's 17. He's a minor, according
Yeah.
to the justice system. We're introduced to Sean. This is our protagonist. We've lost Vin. We've lost Paul. There's no one in this franchise. They were like, let's reboot it for a third time. We're introduced to Sean. He's a Texas boy.
The most boring and bland lead character you could ask for, with the goofiest accent, on top of the fact he does not look 17, leading a film in Tokyo. And that's why I think people like Han,
Yeah.
just because they're looking for something that
They were
isn't-
trying to grasp onto anything, and
Yeah.
they didn't have much. Pretty much everyone in this film is meant to be 17? I don't know. They're all racing cars, which seems crazy for a 17-year-old to get their hands on. Like, most of these cars, like, they say it's like 200 grand. No idea where they get the money. No idea.
All right, let's begin.
Let's begin. Sean's in high school.
Yeah. He's having a regular day. These opening credits are weird, to say the least. He's walking around, he sees a hot girl.
Yeah.
She's looking at him. She says,
Damn, are you 30? Can you...
Are you an undercover
Can you
cop?
buy me drinks? Yeah.
Hey, you got an ID?
Yeah, can I ID you? Everyone, I mean, in fairness, everyone else at the school does look 30.
Some do.
Some are, okay, some are 23.
Yeah.
Sean's
some are,
30.
Some are appropriate 20-year-olds pretending to be.
Yeah, you can sort of
18.
like go, all right, that's fine, that's
There's
fine.
some that are 30 as
Yeah.
well. This woman sort of starts flirting with him,
Yeah.
and then her boyfriend gets involved, and she's like, hey, fellas, calm down. Why don't you race each other? And the winner gets me. How confident is that? How confident is that? To be like, both of you want me.
This show is like this franchise is just like the most confident people putting their necks on the line and constantly being rewarded. Imagine them both going, oh no, it's fine.
I pass.
How embarrassing for her. How embarrassing.
We win you. Surely the boyfriend is thinking, but we're in a relationship.
We're in a relationship.
So that's
What am
sort
I
of
winning?
rude of you to do. And that guy is probably thinking, I just want to win like your heart.
Yeah.
It's not win you literally.
She's like, legally, you own me. That's right. I've got a piece of paper here to ownership. I'm nothing more than a car to you boys, and I can't even drive fast.
Like a car, you can ride me all night long. She is, I dare say, the definitive villain of the movie. Because her mood swings in so many directions over the course of this like 5-minute opening sequence, where she's sitting in the car with her boyfriend while they're racing, and she's looking at him and going, "Do you not love me? Because you better win this. Why put yourself on the line then?"
It's crazy. She was like, I did not know that you guys would agree to this. I thought it was a little... I didn't think you would do this, and now my life's going to be... He's gonna own me. You want that? Do you want that? No.
I've overcommitted.
Drive fast.
It's also really funny too because she keeps looking at the other guy driving that she's versing and is going, yeah, you're gonna win me, and then is upset about it again every time she looks at the boyfriend and is like, don't lose me.
It's an absolute mess. Anyway,
She gets her comeuppance.
she does get... Oh my god, everyone gets their comeuppance.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
It's a bold way to start the film of a driving film. Pretty much, they do a race like an abandoned housing commission thing.
So I just want to quickly bring up
Yeah.
probably one of the more interesting settings we've seen for a car race
Yep.
out of the 3 films so far. I think this is immediately better directed.
Oh, so much better, right?
And so much better edited. Like, both of them, so much better.
You understand where the cars are in the scene. Not that was like... That should have been the bar for a while, but the other films have been like, why don't we just get them close up with awful CGI and see what happens?
NOS doesn't warp time. They just use better sound effects and making the car faster
Yeah.
to display to you that there's NOS being used. So much better.
So much better. So pretty much the race ends in every way a race does end. Sean rolls his car, almost killing him, and then the jock kind of crashes into like a circle, a big concrete pipe. Their face slams into the front. It's quite brutal. They're both in hospital. All three are in hospital.
It's pretty rough. And now we learn about classism.
Oh, we do.
This was introduced to me as a child through this film.
You did drag race quite a bit, and constantly you're up against the capitalist machine.
RuPaul. Yeah, so he is taught a lesson. That is, those two people are rich, so they're going to get out of this fine.
Yeah.
I still think this is pretty damaging. I don't know if you'd get out of it cleanly.
I don't know if you get out of it cleanly at all. They did a lot of property damage.
They really fucked up as well. It was nice to see.
It was a good bit of fun.
But
the cop, I don't know what the law is in Texas. I assume this is Texas, right? It's due to the accent. But those two kids go off. The cop says the funniest line. She's like, "You might be tried as an adult." I hope he does. The man looks fucking 30. Imagine if he walked into a courtroom and then they went, "This kid's 17." They went, "Fuck right off."
I'm gonna trial him as a senior.
But yeah, the cop's like, "You're going away for a long time unless you flee." And
the mother walks in and is like, "I just don't know what to do with you anymore, Sean." I'm gonna send you to your father.
Does this work? Surely is he fled the country, or has he been sent to Japan? Does America think that that's the worst like punishment? Like, oh god, Japan or jail? It's pretty much the exact same.
I'll tell you what, it's like tossing up between living in Japan or America.
Yeah.
And you're still just like, well, Japan.
I'll take Japan over 100 times.
He's like, oh, I'm being rewarded? Fantastic.
I'm going to continue my actions.
I would have done this, yeah. He does learn nothing from this.
He's like, well, great, I'll just do more drag racing.
He goes on a bizarre plane to get there. 5 seats in the middle row.
I think it's a fun transition.
Oh, great transition.
It is a fun transition, isn't it? He's at the jail cell in a white wall, pans out, he's on the plane. 5 seats, disgusting.
Makes
what
no
the
sense.
hell were they
and
talking
he's
about?
in the middle. Oh, we've been on planes recently. I don't know. I would.
5 seats? Can you imagine you need a pee? You'd have to go through 2. You're looking around left and right. You're thinking, oh god.
I'd have gone right then and there and said, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize there were 5 seats." It's not on me. It's not on the manufacturer. It is on the captain.
It's crazy as well because the seats on the side have 2, I think. So you're just thinking,
what?
I know, right? Just do 3, 3, 3.
It can't be a real plane. If anyone's actually been on a plane that has 5 middle seats, let me know.
Hey, huh? That's all we're here for. Just information. We're trying to gather it all. We're in Japan. That little opening was just like a little, microcosm of the film. He likes racing for girls' attention.
I wish the whole movie kept the energy that this beginning does.
Oh, it screeches to a halt.
It
like
does.
A car.
Immediately, we have to meet his dad.
Oh, it's so funny because essentially I feel like they were like, all right, we're going to make a Fast and Furious movie. And then moments before they started, they're like, it's set in Japan. They're like, we've got a dad working in his garage. And it's just like a feudal Japan. Like he's like so much Japanese things around him. And the dad's pretty much gone, I'm going to make this the most American household I can without like influencing no Japanese influences whatsoever.
And does he have a hooker over?
He does. It's a weird feel. Yeah. He starts off, he's like, I thought you'd be here a day later. Like a hooker walks out and the dad's like, but I'm still in charge. What's the character meant to be?
I don't know.
Not really a threatening presence, just sort of a...
He's barely a presence.
No.
Because he's forgotten about for most of the film.
Yeah, he is. Constantly Sean will come out like on a night out where he's almost been killed and dad's like, your bed was empty. So... don't do that again.
You're going to have to take the bus tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm not keeping an eye on you even further as a punishment. Can't go missing if you're on a bus.
It's so weird. I don't know why he's even here. Why is it in Japan? I think he's in the Navy, and we're meant to assume that like he's been stationed here. But I don't know.
I think it's really funny that in comparison to the other two, so far, this movie's the most grounded film of the 3.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it?
So when you're watching the new one, or the newer ones, know that when people online are saying, oh, can't this go back to being about street racing? This is the only one about street racing.
It's nuts, isn't it? And
All the
it's
other ones have a heist.
And this one's so boring. Isn't even the first one not about street racing?
Yeah, they're taking DVDs, remember?
That's right. Yeah, this is the only one that's just street racing, and it couldn't be more bland. Oh my god. Do people say this is the best one? Do people
No.
No.
People don't like this one.
Well, the soundtrack slaps though.
Oh, great soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, Lil Bow Wow's in this. Should we talk about Lil Bow Wow?
Yeah, I guess. Go on.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about Lil Bow Wow, but I do want to announce that he is indeed in the film.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
What did you think of Lil Bow Wow?
I didn't know Bow Bow Wow was in the movie.
Here's the other thing that I will say. I don't know if Lil Bow Wow's in this. Before I came over here today, somebody told me, "Oh, I like that one because Lil Bow Wow's in it," and so I'm just running with that.
I'm glad you've acknowledged where we get most of the information for the podcast. Just walking past, I hear some voices. I grab it, put it on the street.
Maybe it was Lil Bow Wow.
He's trying to
I
plug his songs.
misinterpreted. Hi, I'm Lil Bow Wow. You're in the film?
You were in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift? No, don't be silly. I'm a new artist. I wasn't even born then.
It's me, Lil Bow Wow. No, I believe Lil Bow Wow was maybe on Nickelodeon. Write in if you know.
I just need to Google it. I think you're making.
How do you even spell Bow Wow?
Little Bow. Oh, he's Twinkie.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Thank God. For a while, I thought
that makes
potentially
sense.
Lil Bow Wow was not in this.
No, he's Twinkie. We'll get to Twinkie soon.
Oh, I'm actually happy to talk about Twinkie right now.
Yeah, go on.
I think it's hilarious. His nickname's Twink.
Yeah, no, I think that's a real poor. They were like Twinkie, and everyone calls him Twink, and you just.
If anyone in the film is the definition of a twink, it is Lil Bow Wow.
Oh, Lil Bow Wow gives off big twink energy.
Big twink energy. You know who doesn't? The 35-year-old that's pretending to be under 18 in the movie.
This is kind of. Maybe I should cut this. Could Twinkie be a good one if you've stuffed a twink? Like, is that a good.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll end it there in case I need to cut that.
Write in if you know. We're looking for a lot of information this episode.
We're kind of just gathering. We're kind of hunters and gatherers with the gatherers. Your information like berries.
Guys hunt.
Yeah.
You guys find
You
us
hunt for the podcast
Yeah.
and we gather your information.
Yeah. So he goes to school.
He goes to school.
What is he meant to learn here?
I don't know.
They don't speak English.
Is it an international school? Because I was sort of like, that makes sense why there's so many kids speaking English. Because it feels like the film cast, again, was like, we need a chick and Twinkie. And we need a chick and
a
Bow
twink.
Bow.
Okay. I think it's more just this movie wants to be set in Tokyo, but it does not want to have any of his friends be from Tokyo.
No, it feels pretty bad.
He immediately locks eyes with the one non-Asian actress and is like, I'm going to bang her. Turns out she's Australian, and I'm going to befriend the only black kid that goes here, Lil Bow Wow.
Yeah. But that was just because he's a big fan of Lil Bow Bow. Was that discography?
If I had a choice of befriending anyone in that class, it would be Lil Bow Wow.
Of course, Lil Bow Wow. So we get the classic American in Tokyo thing. He tries sushi. You know,
He loves it.
loves a bit of sushi.
I thought it was fun that he didn't spit it out. He goes, it's all right. I must say, I would get all up in this sushi bar that's at the...
Oh, it's pretty great. Their
It looked
canteen's just a sushi bar. Oh my god, I would have fucked that up.
Oh my God. This guy has been so rewarded from the opening sequence.
What's that? You stole a car? You're going to live in a gorgeous city. You're going to get food paid for. And if you want, there's there's a good drag scene around here.
Yeah, we'll send you to the best drag scene overseas. You get to go on a free trip, and the entire time you have all-you-can-eat sushi.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, you're being punished, though. Don't forget that.
It's this or jail.
It's this or American jail. So it's a 50-50 thing what you want. We are introduced to Twink by him trying to sell him a laptop. What do we think of Twinkie's character arc? Because I don't know why.
What do you think of his character arc? He doesn't have a character arc.
I'm wondering why he's here.
He needs a friend. A twink, if you will.
We all need a twink, don't we?
Everyone needs a twink in their lives. That's who gives you advice on things.
Okay, so we've got the girl in the class, we've got Twinkie, and we've got Sean. Sean's immediately bored and goes to a car meetup.
Yep, we've got our cast of characters. I do not like any of them.
Nope.
They are all dull.
Yeah.
Thank God we get to another race.
Yeah.
We go to a car park.
Yeah.
Great drag scene. Colors look awesome. This is way better color corrected than the other two movies. I think this drag race in the car park's pretty cool.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It's this nice blend of, it's got like a bit of CGI where it needs to be, but like most of it's quite real stunts. Which
You
is
can
cool.
feel they're definitely pushing past the ability of CGI back in like 2006.
Yeah.
But they're not using it.
They use
it sparingly.
Yeah.
That you can go, oh, well, that's CG.
Yeah.
But
It looks fine.
yeah,
It blends
looks fine.
quite well.
For a lot of it, I would say a lot of the money's on screen.
Yeah.
That's probably because they haven't paid for a star. There's no star quality to this movie
No,
at all.
they've got the name and they're like, fuck it, that'll do.
Yeah,
How much did this one cost?
85 million.
85 million. Wow. Jesus. All right, so we've got the car meetup. We're introduced to Han,
Yep.
who's DK, who is the Drift King, and not Donkey Kong, as I would have thought. But yeah, we go.
I
Drift
thought
King.
the same thing.
The Drift King is the villain of the thing.
Yep, we got the Drift King.
Yeah, who's the big villain. He's the son of the Yakuza. And we got Han. Who
Takes a while for that to pay off.
It does take a
Yeah,
while.
this movie has nothing happening until the Yakuza show up.
Yeah.
Which is a big left turn. So for some reason, Han gives Sean his car.
A crazy decision that Han's like just eating some chips. DK's like, you're a fucking pussy. That's my girl. Don't talk to her. If you want to fucking... It seems like no one wants to fight. They're just like, well, we can race. I mean, that's the only way to solve any issue. But he doesn't have a car. So then Han's like, here, have my car. Doesn't even know if he can drive yet. The big fun thing about this is we get to learn about the mythology of drifting. It is a religion.
It's an education,
Yeah.
if you will. Yeah, he's got to learn to go right. You got to go left or whatever.
That's it. Doc Hudson said that.
Yep. Good on Doc.
What do we think? I mean, here's the thing. At this point, we're about 30 minutes in. My perception of Sean is he's a big fucking loser.
Yep. He's lame.
He's lame.
I don't know why anyone would be attracted to him. He's also seemingly not that intelligent, not that clever, not that funny, and is pretty much void of a personality from a character standpoint. Wild to make him the lead of this movie.
It is pretty nuts.
Imagine not getting back Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, or Tyrese Gibson and going, this character is going to lead a film.
I'm so glad we're doing these films because I can't wait to see if this man pops up in anything else. Oh, you give me a little face. Oh,
we'll see what happens. I don't want to spoil anything.
Spoil it.
I won't.
I hope the
won't.
Sean universe lives.
Yeah.
Anyway, at this point, genuinely, I want DK to be the protagonist. He's way cooler.
Absolutely.
He drifts so well.
Oh.
Like no wonder he's called DK.
There is a scene where he drifts around some women and gets a number.
Yeah.
Would have worked on me.
Oh, 100%.
I was trying to hand my number through the TV screen. I said, DK, take my DK. I'm waving. I'm waving at the TV. Wait.
It is so embarrassing. Sean crashes constantly. And at this point, I know the film's like, look, he started from the bottom. Soon he's going to be at the top. He doesn't get to the top very while.
Takes a while.
So you're kind of stuck with this loser for a bit.
Yeah.
At this point, I'd be so embarrassed. DK's nailed the race and got the girl. Sean kind of rolls up in the broken car like, oh God, it's steaming and it's making that sound. Han's looking at him like, oh, dude, I fucked up. You owe me so much money.
You owe me hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's crazy. You were in trouble for drag racing over in America, and you've been here for 24 hours, and you're already in debt to me. You make such awful life decisions. May God have mercy on your soul.
You're an adult, dude. Like, come on. This is... You're 17? Oh. That makes so much more sense. I can't believe I gave you my keys. That's crazy.
Do you reckon the cast knew his character was meant to be 17?
I don't think so.
Because I think if you were watching the movie and you didn't know, as an actor, you'd be laughing hysterically. Like him, 17?
He's under 8. I just don't get... How old do you think the other people is? Because I assume Twinkie and Nina are 17. I assumed the other people are a bit... No, they have to be older, because guess what I fucking found? This film is so 2006. It's actually a time... It's actually a When is this film set, Carl?
2006.
No.
2005.
No. 2014.
Yes. I do know this.
It's a period piece.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out why it's set in 2014. But as a result, it turns out that Sean's like our age. Which is not. Could you imagine in year like 10 or 11 doing anything Sean does?
No. Do you know how young I looked when I was 17?
Yeah.
I don't think I got even just served at a shop for a candy bar. They were like, does your mum know you're buying this
A lot of
candy?
sugar on those bars.
Yeah.
I don't think her parents should be around here.
You should watch out, huh? Go eat your veggies at 6 p.m. Go to bed, huh? Go on, kiddo. And be like, no, I can
Anyway.
buy a recording next year.
This film is set in 2014. I kind of know why.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it later. But this means that Han must be at least 30
Yes.
minimum. And I assume DK is also 30-ish. So DK is now dating a 17-year-old. Bit of a flag. He isn't
Yeah.
a mafia though, so that's...
And has maybe, like, had sex with this girl's mum.
Yeah.
Let's not get into it, I guess.
No, it's just a bit of a mess though.
Yeah. Who knows what's going on? Timelines-wise and age-wise, I have no understanding of what's going on here.
No, it's a bit of a mess. Everyone's got flip phones and they say, like, Twitter was happening.
The technology in this movie is so outdated. The fact that they're going to try and tell us this is 2014 is sad. So sad. Maybe they thought because they were shooting in Tokyo that it would look too modern to other audiences.
Those southern audience don't know what a flippy phone is. They will just can't connect.
They won't get that till 2014, which means we've got to
Actually,
wait.
they've done quite well to keep it like sort of in the realm.
So now Sean is in debt to Han, so he has to go and run a few chores.
Yeah.
One of them is he has to go to a bathhouse. Mm-hmm. Sean takes off his shirt and has so much hair. Maybe one of the hairiest bodies I've ever seen. I had no hair on me under the age of 18. Did you have any hair on you?
Just a thick...
Go on. Say it.
No, I didn't. Carry on.
You haven't even got hair on you now.
Hey, I shaved recently.
No, you
I like the
didn't.
smooth feel, okay? Sue me. This is a man, and he goes into the bathhouse and to get money from a very big man.
Comedically big man.
Quite a big man.
It's odd because Sean has to go in with a towel wrapped around him.
Yeah.
It's weird he's thrown out fully clothed.
I love this bit because the film goes right. So the big guy's like, fuck off, and like essentially throws him out. The film then pauses. He then must get dressed elegantly. He's in a shirt, a suit, shoes, and then he gets thrown out. What a kind Japanese thing just to be like, we can get fully dressed before we throw you out of this bathhouse.
What are you doing here? Come to ask for money. Put your clothes on and leave now. Or forever how long it takes for you to put on the clothes.
And make sure it's straight. I want you to iron your shirt before. It's a bit of a power play, isn't it?
Look
Get
nice
dressed,
when you leave.
and then I'm going to throw you to the curb. It kind of works.
Put on your Sunday best and get the fuck out.
And then go lie in a ditch, you fucking cunt. Anyway, so at this point, Han's like, wow, you're 0 for 2. I can't believe I'm still hanging out with a 17-year-old.
So I'm stuck with you. You have no merit and you owe me thousands of dollars. And it's day 2 for you in Tokyo.
Anyway, at this point, we're kind of just living our life through Sean. Not much is happening.
No, Sean hasn't got a lot going on. He's simply just a boy that can't drift.
No.
And in between this, he's having fatherly issues. Boring plot line.
It's so bland because I feel like the dad is, again, it starts off, I guess the prostitute was like a bit of a comedy thing, but now the dad's like, hey, you gotta buckle up, son. I don't think he does. I think his dad's living in a tiny little shoebox in Japan and is like, son, you gotta like fix your life. I don't really get it.
And within 7 days, he leaves his dad
Yeah.
and just goes and gets a bunk with Han.
Yeah.
The dad has no responsibility and cares so little. There's one time Sean returns late and the dad stands up to lecture him and is like, where have you been? And the dad has drunk a 6-pack of beer and he's going to lecture this kid.
He somehow gets an American beer. He's got like, I don't know, like a Bud Light. I'm like, you're in a just have some Japanese alcohol. What's going on?
He's got a Corona.
Yeah. He's like, that'll come back later. It's so odd that the dad's like, hey, you gotta buck up, son. He's like, no, I don't. And the dad's like, you're right.
It's a pretty big twist to find out this love interest is Australian.
Yeah.
Why her?
I don't know. Why is she like the love interest of 3 people?
Well, she's 17, which is odd. But then on top of that, I just don't understand why. You know when you get somebody really talented for a film and you go, but they've got an accent that doesn't fit in, and they haven't got a dialect coach to be able to do it, but they're so good in this role, we'll just write it in that they're Australian. It's like in Grease. When they wanted Olivia Newton-John, they're like, okay, well, she's just Australian in this film, so we can have her.
Fine, yeah.
No one else? You could get no one else?
I think she's fine. I feel like at the standard of everyone else in the film, if anything, if she was better, it would stand out more.
You're right. I'd be like, oh, she and Han should do more scenes
together.
Exactly.
Just put them in a room, see what happens. But yeah, no, she is Australian. It's a weird backstory to give her. She's like, my mum was Australian. She died. And Sean gives the most vacant look you've ever seen of a man go, huh, that's pretty sad. I'm Southern.
I'm sorry. How about we get you some molasses?
Molasses. Now, why don't we get you some Kentucky Fried Chicken to chow on while we go drifting around the mountains? I don't know what's going on. Han's pretty much gone like, let's just be friends.
Han's just gone, me and you me, 30, you, 17. Have a little Green Book connection going on right now.
Exactly.
You driving me around.
That
was learning life through a Southern man.
That's it's an exact parallel of Green Book, pretty much. They drive a car. Tick.
Yeah, they do. This is Tokyo Drift Green Book.
He's a foreign man. He's lost in a big city, but a driver will teach him in the way. I'm not being Green Book. Is that not what it's about?
No.
Ah, damn. Anyway, so there's one they go to a club. Again, I can't stress you how funny it is when the film goes, hang on, this boy's 17. Because they walk into the club and Han's like, no touching girls, he's 17. And all the girls are like, oh my god, you brought a child here?
Anytime the movie points out his age, which is hilariously a lot, more than the movie even needs to.
Exactly.
Just to have such an old actor there. It's never not funny. It never not made me laugh. It's one of the best jokes I've seen in a film, and it's not even trying to do it.
Oh, because I feel like just make him not like if he was 20,
don't get
I'd be
someone
fine.
This old.
Because I feel like their reasoning was like, well, he's 24. Most of the other people are 24 while doing it, but he's such a face that's seen war, you know.
He's seen shit. This man, he's had a tough life, and you've made him it's just weird. Okay, anyway, they're bonding. Things are going well. He's sort of learning to drift.
Yeah. It's weird. It's weird that he's like, Han's like, right, you broke my car. You're fucked. You owe me everything. And this boy who's had no wins so far, he's only had like L's. He's crashed a bunch of cars. He's lost a girl. He's like, but you're going to teach me to drift. And Han's like, kid's got moxie. That's all he has. Sure, I'll teach you to drift.
The movie wants you to think it takes him a while to learn to drift. He picks it up pretty easily.
Yeah.
It turns out it's not hard, I guess. That's not me saying that. That's the film saying that.
I'm pretty sure Han goes at the start. He's like, just, hold the handbrake. And
you actually press the drift button in the car.
Yeah, they're all done. It's 2014. Things have changed.
Do you not realize how high technology is at the moment? Our phones flip and our cars can drift.
It's such a fun because it goes later on the film. They're like, well, how are we going to show to the audience that we've captured this whole race? It's like, don't worry, everyone at every turn will have a flip phone recording it. And they're like, it's 2014, baby. pretty big on their 1 megapixel camera.
And it's night.
Do you remember taking photos on those things?
Pointless.
Pointless.
You'd be like, oh, guess what? I got a grayscale of nothing. That's what it was like taking a photo back then, back in 2014. So let's get into when the Yakuza enter.
Yes.
So
it's probably the most interesting. At the part, it's been like an hour of kind of just
it
nothing.
has. The movie's beginning to wrap up. They realize they haven't had a villain.
No.
Nor have they had any sort of plot intrigue or character arcs or anything like that.
So far, the only thing holding this together is a boy can't drift and he wants to. That's it.
So the Yakuza enter.
Yeah.
They look so much like the Yakuza. Like, if you saw them on the street, you would go, that's the Yakuza. He's wearing a white suit with a white hat.
Looks dapper, I'm going to say. Looks very dapper.
He looks so dapper and so clearly mafia.
Yeah.
Why do mafia people dress like mafia?
Because they own the cops. What are you talking about? It's like a status thing. It's like, look, I'm bragging that I'm, like, not hiding. I'm just freaking flashing it around.
Anyway, I do think his outfit's a bit fly. That's what I'll say.
Oh, of course.
And that's not in the words of me. That's in the words of a
Bow
little
Wow.
twink I know. It turns out Han's been stealing from the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Why? Who knows? Will we ever find out?
I think hopefully it pays off. Does it pay off?
We'll find out, Oscar.
You're shaking your head no.
I'm shaking my head in a way of you'll find out.
You're mouthing no.
I'm nodding in reply to your assumption.
So
You'll
no.
find out.
Anyway, it turns out he's stealing. DK's like, damn, I trusted him. The boss, like, again, we have not had a villain, so maybe this scene wasn't that dramatic. But the accuser has like his uncle, essentially, DK's uncle. He has one line pretty much. He's just like, hey, if one person steals you, that's fine, fuck it. But the horse steps on a nail, you have to remove that horse. When you remove that horse, you don't get a message. If you don't lose that message, you lose the war. It's like, oh my god. I think just because there's been nothing, that felt pretty deep.
I liked that it was about horses.
Yeah. Because horsepower, cars, it's actually pretty good.
And southern men. So a big chase ensues.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. Again, I think all the chases in this, these are probably the best chases.
Yeah.
Without being insanely wacky
Yeah.
or dumb. However, in this one, they're going down streets and they're all just bobbing and weaving in and out from cars. I think they could have just driven straight. I think there were just some pretty empty lanes.
Yeah, they were like, oh, the right lane's always to overtake. It's like, no, I gotta weave, man. I gotta weave.
They were just dodging and weaving, but they'd go to a wide and I'd go, that's a vacant lane.
Could you imagine they opened to a really big wide? It's like, oh, there's a lot of space here. You guys are really cutting it fine.
Sometimes you don't need to weave.
Sometimes you're showing off, Han. You're showing off. And that's honestly why you died.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
so Han gets into a bad crash.
Yeah.
We go to, is it Tokyo, what's this square in Tokyo called?
Oh, Shibuya Crossing.
Yeah, isn't it crazy we were there
Yeah.
2 months ago?
I remember I pointed it out to you and I was like, this street is famous. And you said, what from? I went, fuck, I can't. All I could remember was Resident Evil. And it's just not.
Went over my head.
Went over your head. But then did you see this? Went, I've been there. Were you pretty happy?
I thought I would have to dodge that car.
Yeah.
If that car came for me.
It's pretty fun.
I'd move out of the way too.
It's a great scene.
It is. It's a really fun scene. Again, CGI is a bit clear here.
It's not. Well, they did it.
No, I mean the people.
Oh,
all the people walking. It's like they... back in the day when the shade was off from the background,
it's like-
you're like, no, that group of people were not there.
Yeah, the shadow's like black on the ground.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, here we go.
It looks great. The actual racing all looks good.
Yeah.
So Han dies. How do we feel about this?
Well,
Were you moved?
I mean, I wasn't because I just feel like all I've heard for like the past, like anytime one of these fucking films came out, everyone's like, Han's back! I went, okay, well, this feels pretty insane. And especially when they were like, it pretty much dubbed like the year 2014, Han died. I went, okay.
Do you get the Han hype?
I think you're right. This film's so bland that he's kind of the only one that's kind of. It was a shame when I thought, oh damn, it's a shame he's died.
Yeah.
I now have to finish the movie with just Sean.
I think you're right. I thought the same thing where I was watching it and I forced my partner to watch this too. And I was like, oh, you'll love Han. And he was like, yeah, I guess he's all right. And I was like, I agree. I think I just like Han later.
Yeah.
But he stands out here just because he's in amongst so much other just nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the villain DK is kind of like just a bit of a brat. His uncle's a bit more threatening, but we don't really get enough of him.
Yeah.
Twinkie just simply is not even a thing.
Yeah.
Nina, the girl, just kind of nothing. Just kind of essentially just a trophy for these boys. And then Sean is just so. It's like there's all this it really has is like a bit cool racing. And I guess Han, but really not even then. It's a bit of a mess.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's been so boring, and now we've killed off a character. The Yakuza are now involved, and our lead is on the run.
Yeah.
But so in the span of a month, he's gone from living in America to being hunted by the Yakuza in Japan.
And I can't stress to you how bored I am. Like this, it couldn't have happened to a worse man. He's pretty much like, oh damn. Well, I guess I better drift then. To rest in peace, Han.
I'd shit myself if I was 17 years old and this happened to me.
I would like, Dad. Oh my God!
I don't know what to do. Han's dead.
Could you imagine him? He's so stone cold in the face of adversity. He's like, I've got the Japanese mafia on me, and Han's dead. And oh my God, I'm 17. I'm miserable at school. I own a car.
I've got the HSC coming up. What am I gonna do?
Oh, there's so much Japanese. I've not done much Duolingo. It's very weak.
I don't know anything that's asked of me at all.
Oh, so then we're left with Sean. Okay, this is where the film really does not feel like he's like 17. The stakes are high. It does not feel it.
No. He does what any 17-year-old would do.
Yeah.
Confronts the Yakuza.
Head on. He's like, Han's like, yeah, so his main plan is like 17. He's got the money from Han. He's like, well, I know what I'll do. I'll walk in to where the Yakuza just chill.
It's their favorite bar.
And give him back the money. And then I think his plan is pretty much like, right, I still want the girl, so I'm going to race your nephew. And if you refuse, well, you can't have the money that I brought into your lair.
Yep. I don't know why the Yakuza are like, this is fair.
Yeah.
And we play fair.
I don't... Why? Okay, is drifting like... It must be more like, what's going on?
Who's to know?
I don't know.
I don't know about drifting culture.
Yeah.
All I know is that Little Bow Wows may be good at it.
No, Twinkie is not good at it.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I was shocked as well.
Damn.
Yeah, I've done my research, so not great.
The things you learn about Little Bow Wow.
I know you just like saying his name.
I know, it's a good name. What do you want from me, huh? As soon as I was told he was in this movie, I thought, that's cinema. So we get to... I think it's funny that he is just using the rules from earlier, which are surely I'm allowed to race for the right of a woman.
Yeah.
Because I could do that back in America.
Yeah.
In fact, she volunteered herself.
Yeah.
So can I use those rules here? And the Yakuza just bend over backwards.
They agree. I don't know why. The stakes are pretty much like, if I lose, I'll get out of town. But if your nephew loses, he has to get out of town. Why would anyone agree to this?
I think it is hilarious that the Yakuza can only win if they just kill him there.
Yeah.
The fact that they put themselves in a position to lose, hilarious.
But what have they got to lose, really? It's just this vague, like, hey, you get out of here. No more of that. And they also invite thousands of, like, witnesses to film the whole thing. I don't get what they get out of this.
Yeah, it's actually embarrassing for them.
Yeah. They've stooped to Sean's level.
I would be upset at the filmmakers if I was the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Because I think this has ruined their reputation.
Oh, exactly.
I'm not frightened by them. They are belittled by a 17-year-old Southern man that's balding, who's been here for a few weeks, and you can't just kill him?
Just end them all. Just run them down. I don't get why even DK agrees to this whole thing.
Neither. He's like, fine.
I'll do it.
This last race is fun. Cool location.
There it is.
They've got some fun shots.
Everyone's on their cell phone, filming it at every turn.
We've mentioned it before. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
The technology can't be that good. Yet the Yakuza aren't watching through a phone. They're still just watching with their eyes.
Yeah, they're on the top of the mountain.
Yeah, they couldn't be further away from where the action is.
Yeah.
You think they'd be invested, I guess. Who knows? I thought it would be fun if they just killed Sean at the end anyway.
I thought so too. It makes sense why he, I guess, doesn't really make much of a return. But hey, maybe he has. I've only seen the 7th one after this. So maybe he does make a big return.
And then the Racers won.
Yeah.
The Yakuza have run away with their little tails between their legs. They go, and we never bothered you again.
Yeah, crazy.
They get Han's money though, right? Or do they go, have it back, you've earned it, Sean?
I think they're like, well, we got our money. This race was just kind of something to do. It was a Tuesday. We weren't doing much.
I just wanted to know.
Does DK get banished from the land?
He gets cucked.
Yeah.
That
he
his
does.
uncle's like, oh god, I wish your dad was still alive.
Yeah.
He would never get cucked like this in a race.
Anyway, Sean, you own Nina now. Go drift together.
Do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Little Bow Wow's running around the car park we were at earlier.
There's a little scene, and we didn't talk about it, but there's a montage of Sean learning to drift, and in between that montage is another montage of Lil Bow Wow and Sean selling iPads, shoes, and it's meant to be like, look, they're making. It doesn't come back.
Yeah,
but that's Lil Bow Wow's arc, I guess.
The Adventures of Sean and Twink. Who wouldn't watch that? Me. We get a little cameo here at the end of the film.
Oh my god, this really ties the whole thing together. Because at this point, I'm like, because like the film's like, hey, someone said R.I.P. Han, and Sean's like, man, I beat the Yakuza. I could beat anybody. And they're like, nah, he used to run with him. Back in the day, he said his family. And you're like, oh, shit.
Oh my god, could that be?
Vinny D?
Could that be the Vincent de Diesel? Could it be him?
Why did he come back for this? Did he assume the franchise was over and it was just like a little thing to tie it in?
Who knows? I don't know. The series is weird.
Yeah.
The other thing is, this is the best Vin Diesel's been in any of them.
Oh, so much. I
was immediately like, oh, this is the most likable you've been, the best you've acted. Because this director does the 4th, the 5th, the 6th.
Yeah.
So he basically, I think, shapes this franchise.
Yeah.
I think because it's not like Vin Diesel acts like he does in the first one ever again.
No.
So his whole character is completely reworked.
Yeah.
I've never seen Fast and Furious, which is the 4th one, which we're doing next week. Never seen it. So I don't know the joint. I've never seen that one, so I don't know what
I'm
the joint
so
is
excited
between.
to how they see pretty much to go, right, we've got one film that's a separate thing. We've got Paul Walker's spin-off, and then we have this. And we have to combine it into one of the, I think the most well-received one, I think.
Yeah, like I only know that Vin Diesel and Paul Walker's characters become best friends.
Yeah.
I don't know how or when that happens. It must be in the next movie?
I guess so. It's so funny that I feel like everyone's watched the 7th one. So everyone's like, well, I know where they end. I've just got no idea what happened the first 6. Carl, who would watch The Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift?
This is a weird movie. I feel like I've said weird a lot. How weird.
It's a bit weird of you.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw it out there, but you give me a weird vibe, and it's kind of weird. So.
Well, how weird of you to even call me out.
No, you're the weird one here. Don't you dare. Don't try and make me weird.
We're the weird pair.
Yeah, that's our freaking podcast, man. We're freaking weird.
We're weird.
Yeah.
Gross. This movie is odd.
Yeah.
Because I think it's around the board probably so much better than the other two.
Yeah.
But is so much worse to sit through.
It's pretty, It's a bland watch. I think, and I know it's just the car drive. Like the races are really all it's just skeleting a plot, so you get to have a good 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah.
That's really it.
This is the only one with I feel like drag races in it.
Yeah.
Like proper, we're just focusing on drag races and they're not being stupid going over bridges and stuff. They're just going around different streets at night in a neon city.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting setting and it looks prettier and everything looks realer than it has before. This movie's packed with extras as well.
It is, doesn't it? It feels big.
So I think it's this. If this has an audience, it's probably for the people that actually want some street racing from the franchise.
I think so, right? It's just like, hey, we want just because the cars look a lot more like souped up. I feel like they're more designed for that, like just doing not drag racing, drifting and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah,
It looks good.
so I think it's for them, and I think it's for fans of Lil Bow Wow.
No, of course.
If you want that Lil Bow Wow hit,
That's why you loved it. Give it 5 stars in Letterboxd. I was like, that's the Bow Wow bucks, you know?
yeah, Bow Wow bucks.
You know?
This and Like Mike, both with a lot of Bow Wow bucks. Was I right?
Yeah, I think he isn't like Mike.
Nice. What a fucking win. Shit. Hells yeah. Oscar, who would watch The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift?
Nailed it. I think you're right. I feel like if you want genuinely just when people go, which is an insane sentence. People are like, I wish Fast and Furious was back when it was good. It was like, whoa. We've seen now 2 out of the 3 have been nuts already. It started off on a weird area. The fact that you be like, why is it all this weird stuff now? It started off strange already.
I can't wait to meet someone that goes, I wish they would just go back to doing what they used to do. So I can ask, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What did they used to do that you think was good? What was it? Because there's no street racing. They all have a heist, but this one...
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is the only one that's like just a race and a dude learns to drive a car fast. This should be the first one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't you reckon it makes more sense if this was the first one and then in the second one, Sean was stealing things in Tokyo
Yeah.
with the use of his drifting?
Smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would still keep the second one the exact same. Just Paul Walker and Tyrese.
Oh, absolutely. You
doing
wouldn't.
things.
I wouldn't touch a hair on Tyrese.
There's none to touch. Now, it is. I am loving you are right. It's probably for people that just want to watch a bad, like not bad Fast and Furious, but just I want some racing. This is it.
Yeah.
That's it. I will also say, I guess if you really did not like Paul Walker or Dwayne, and you were like, ugh, I just want some young blood in this franchise, this is for you.
This gets the young people's vote. This is for like the 12 to 18 crowd. If you click that age bracket on a survey, boy, have I got a film for you with a character that's relatable in appearance only.
You'll get it by youth. You'll go, oh, I'm on screen right there.
I remember
the youth is there.
I remember when I got mixed up in the local mafia of my city. Oscar, palate cleanser?
I watched a documentary called Not Quite Hollywood, which is about Ozploitation. Pretty much the Australian, all our history of cinema, pretty much. We don't have much. We pretty much didn't have anything from the 1960s. We had the worst film industry in the world for a bit. The documentary's strange, because it pretty much, not strange, just like, our history's not great. It's pretty much like, right, we start off, what sells? Porn. We pretty much made slapstick comedies with some breasts in it. And they were like, that made a lot of money. The more interesting part is kind of the sort of 80s area where they kind of just go, no safety regulations. So they just go, let's just see some cars driving nuts. And it's fun as well because a lot of the commentators, I think Quentin Tarantino's in it as well, because it came out around 2007-ish, they're all comparing all the car stuff to Fast and Furious. So they're kind of like doggy on Tokyo Drift. They're just like, ugh, you can't see this. In our old films, we fucking drove a car and genuinely crashed it. And all the clips they showed, yeah, it's genuinely a lot better. This is probably, the Tokyo Drift's probably the best one out of the ones we've watched. But comparing the two, it's like, oh, that's amazing. The film I don't think is great. All the films they show, they're a bit strange. But all the scenes, it's like, we watched Death Proof, didn't you? You know, like it's an okay movie, but that stunt with the car.
Yeah, the last like 30 minutes of the movie is harrowing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That
stunt.
was all 80s films in Australia that were like exploitation. Just, we've got a guy in a car, he's on fire, see what happens. A lot of them die. But, yeah. But it was a great documentary and just sort of covering all of Australian exploitation. It's interesting. Yeah. Carl, what did you watch?
I watched Women Talking.
Nice.
Which was the last one I needed to watch for the Oscars.
Telling.
Well, I mean, Australia delayed it for
Yeah,
ages.
no. When did Tar come out? Did Tar come out like last week for us?
Yeah, it came out I think 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's
big delay. When we were in America, Women Talking just came out.
Yeah.
Our group was never in the mood to watch Women Talking.
No, it's telling
Only
lies.
Puss in Boots.
Oh yeah, of course.
Never Women Talking.
We're a very sexist group, but that we just love cats.
We'd love a little cat in boots, a hat and a sword. Oh, hells yeah. Women Talking is excellent.
Oh, fantastic.
I think this movie is probably hindered by its title
Yeah.
because it's a lot more riveting and interesting than.
Go on, say it. Women talking. You sexist piece
I mean,
of shit.
I just meant from like a selling point of view. I was like, okay, I'll watch this one, but I'm prepared for this to be like, it's going to probably be a good movie, but it's probably going to be slow or it's going to be challenging, but it's not. I think it's like entertaining, engrossing. All the conversations are very interesting. It's so well acted. It is completely bogged down by the weirdest color grade I've seen, like, of a great film.
Really?
Yeah. I think after this you should look up the trailer and you'll just be like, that's such odd color grading. The movie would be so much better, so much more palatable with a different color palette. So yeah, I would recommend that.
Where do you sort of rate it in the sort of Oscar? Like, it's probably not going to win. Oh, is there anything it's sort of got? Was one of the actresses in it going? No, we got Michelle.
No,
Yeoh.
but they should. The actresses in it are fantastic. I don't even know if any of the actresses are nominated. Rooney Mara is excellent in it. And there was like an older actress that isn't Frances
McDormand.
Yeah, McDormand, who's excellent, but I can't remember her name. She's really good in it. Everyone's just excellent in that movie. It's definitely like an ensemble piece, though. It's also very unnerving in its violence. I wasn't expecting it to sort of have violence or depict any violence. So yeah, it's probably in the middle. I think top tier for the Oscars this year is like your Tar, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Triangle of Sadness, and I think your bottom tier is All Quiet on the Western Front and Elvis, and then this is mixed in the middle.
Gotcha.
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Next week we're going into fourth gear to watch the fourth Fast and Furious movie. Was that good?
You nailed the sound effect.
Oh, good. Okay, we'll continue. No, we're doing the fourth Fast and Furious movie, which is called Fast and Furious, not The Fast and the Furious.
Yep.
Just Fast and Furious.
No subtitle or number.
Yeah.
Just Fast and Furious.
Done.
So
We're excited.
Sure. I guess so. If you don't like the lineup of movies we're reviewing,
Email us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com. Please, we want some goddamn movies. Come on.
I mean, we're not that desperate.
No, we're not. They just compliment us, huh?
These fuckers are going to be getting some Lyle crocodile content soon.
Don't you worry. If you don't email us soon, we're doing La La
That we're threatening you.
Yeah.
If you don't give us a better recommendation.
Shawn Mendes will go through your ears.
Huh?
We'll use a lot of sound effects as well. We'll just rip the movie, put it on the podcast
We're
app.
going to be wrapped around that crocodile's little scarf.
Well,
Huh? What a threat. Guys, I don't want to review it.
I'm just postponing it. Please, someone give us another movie.
I can't do so many movies with so many twinks in them. I can't keep doing this.
Thank you for listening.